is up, family? What is up? This is Tuesday with Tamoa. Whew, I am so happy to be on this live. I'm so happy to be alive. I've been talking about my health challenges and for the last, few weeks before, and it's like it kept showing up. Like for 6 weeks, I was just like not feeling well. It was like thing after thing after thing after thing. And what I realized in my life is when things keep happening in patterns over and over and over again, it always just has me look at, is there something deeper going on? I'm one of those people where I am always in my head thinking about things, about the reasons why, how we can, find a solution for it. Does this really have to go on? And so I found myself through the process of not feeling well, just not being able to really understand what was going on, right? I went through kind of like the little like woes me period, like, oh no, like what is happening to my body? What's happening to me? Why is this happening to me? All of those like negative thoughts. Maybe I did this or I did this or I shouldn't have did this. But truth be told, I feel like there were blockages that were happening in my life. So whenever I have, like I said, things that repeat, I always take a look at what is really going on that I am not examining. And so with that comes a lot of enlightenment, comes a lot of aha moments. And so healing, physically, mentally, spiritually, it's to me, it's like a huge rebirth. But with that, I thought a lot about financial abundance, just abundance in general in life. And I truly believe the thoughts, our language, all the things that we put out, our energy, it really does reflect back to us. Even in knowing that for so many years of my life, I feel like I was in, heavy energies, energies where I feel like I close myself off from things. And really, at the end of the day, that boils down to self-worth. Because when you're operating in a low vibrational state, in a low frequency, in a lower mindset, when you're operating in a place where you're not really thinking that your self-worth is enough, then it's just not going to be enough for you to reflect back something higher than you're really giving out. So basically, it's like you're giving what you're getting. So you're giving this energy, you're giving low frequency, then what's happening is you're going to get that back. Um, yes, Buster, you are surely can ask me a question. So what I have discovered about that in life is our mindsets, right? Our minds are so powerful. That is one of the reasons why I even got into psychology, because it was like astounding to me how much our minds and how we feel and all of those things, our body connections, all of those things are linked together. So when I think about financial abundance and I think about like my journey and all of the things that I went through, I literally used to think that I had some kind of like quote unquote like bad karma when it came to money, because I kept seeing the same things happening over and over and over and over and over again when it came to money. So it was like I loved it when I had it, right? But then when I didn't have it, I had this dark seeding energy relationship, and it impacted everything that came into my life when it came to financial abundance. And it was a real thing. It was a real thing. The mindset of lack, right? Even sometimes when we think we're not being in the mindset of lack, we're really being in the mindset of lack. Even saying to yourself, okay, thank you, God, Thank you, universe. Thank you for allowing me to make money or collect money to pay my bills. Okay, great. But then you're like, okay, I got to pay the water bill. I got to pay the light bill. I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my car note. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. And then I don't have any more money. That is still a mindset of lack. Because, and I know it, some people, it might sound weird. It's like, okay, well, if I have this amount of money and I have to pay all my bills, the reality is I don't have any more. But that's the thing. You do have more. You are able to actually control the amount of money you collect. The only reason why you're capped is because you cap it. This has taken me so long to really understand and process. And the thing that I really understand is once you get to a certain level, your imagination, your creativity, the way that you shift your thinking about abundance has to scale up, because you have to continue to think of something that's not tangible, of what you don't see in your face. So instead of having the mindset that once you pay all your bills, then you don't have any. Think of, I am abundant. I will collect more money and I will have as much as I want. But you also have to do the work to have that. But if you are creating that mindset and that energy for yourself that you can literally have everything that you want, and that you can literally collect as much money as you want, and that there will never be a time where you don't have what you need, and you really come for that mindset, and you also are constantly grateful for what you actually have, it will create a shift in your language. It will create a shift in your vibration. It will create a shift on what you are projecting, what you are sending out, so that you can receive back that. And then that is what's reflecting coming back to you. So you're not receiving things that are lackful in energy, people that are lackful in energy, the way that you spend your time, the environments that you go in. All of those things in your mindset shift when you think that abundance is yours, that you have a plethora of every single resource at your fingertips, despite what's going on right in front of you. It's not about pretending. It's not about like pretending like, oh, okay, I only have $100. Okay, but I'm going to have $1 million one day. No, it's about really sitting in a mindset that everything that you have in your body, in your heart, in your spirit is enough. I'm going to go on here and see what I have here. Yes, thank you, Michael. You don't think you should have gotten the tattoo on my chest? It looks like chest hair. Well, thank you for letting me know that. I actually got this tattoo like more than 20 years ago. And so, things happen. Okay, let's see. I bought my girlfriend a $300 set of earrings. I got cheated on by my girlfriend after. She doesn't go to my school. And she told people that we never dated and made me look like I had mental issues. I don't know what to do. You're funny, Michael. Hairy chicks. I'm screaming. I don't have hair on my chest, but that's great. Like, hey, there is somebody for everybody. That's for sure. So I don't know how to say your name. Is it there? Six? My vision is not that great. Sometimes the small letters, right? I don't have my glasses. There are six master. I want to send you a lot of love and light. You're the girl that cheated on you and said that you all never dated and made you look like you had mental issues. You know, we can't control other people. And I know that, this still goes into the same mindset in terms of lack, because it really has to do with your self-worth, right? We cannot control people. We cannot control what we do, what they do, right? We can only control ourselves. And the thing is, I don't know this person, I don't know you, but I'm sure you purchased her a gift out of wanting to give her something. And and it came from your heart, right? So one, you have to look at yourself and say, you know what? I'm a giving person. I gave this to her out of love or like or kindness or whatever it was. And what I got back didn't reflect what I gave. But that's okay. It's about what you did and how you feel about what you did. Yes, it looks like from what you're telling me, she took advantage of you and she hurt your feelings. But you make the choice whether you want to stay in that energy. You have to make a choice to love yourself enough to know that, that was her deal, that was her issues, and not think that there's something wrong with you because of what she did. So coming from a mindset of abundance, of self-worth, of not lack, that you're more than enough, that you're way more than enough. And if you vibrate that energy, then the right person will match that and mirror that and come into your life so that you won't have to keep having those challenging, difficult situations anymore. But honestly, it starts with you. It really, really does. I know it may sound hokey or something like that, but it is a real thing. And the only reason why I know that is because I have been through so much in my life. And it's almost like sometimes you go through things in your life and you forget who you are. You kind of forget, when you go through challenges and you maybe were one way and things were great, and then something happens, or you get in relationships, or you go through the worst times in your life, you forget that you have the power to not have to stay in that place. So my greatest, you know, advice to you is to love you, to love yourself abundantly, to know your self-worth, to know that whatever that was, that was something that had to happen, maybe to show you something. Maybe it wasn't even about you. Maybe it's about her. We don't know what her life lesson is. But either way, just know that you are abundant, you are enough. Love yourself. Know that whoever that next person is for you is the right person that is not going to do that to you. So, but thank you so much for sharing that. And like I said, I want to send you a lot of light and love because I'm sure you're going to work through this. If you ain't in bed by 12, just go give it up. Okay, I don't quite understand that. Or maybe I missed a conversation. Um, so anyway, I was talking about a shift in mindset, and that was a perfect example. I think that a lot of times when we're in that lower vibrational state, and um because it has ebbs and flows, it has in my life many, many times. And it just comes from conditioning, right? So a lot of times, although you may be in a dark place or you may feel like things are heavy, um even when you attempt to put yourself in a higher state of vibration, which is healthier, it's hard to break that cycle of wanting to flow more, of wanting to be in a high vibrational state because it feels comfortable the way that it was. And it may feel scary, or you may feel like, well, if you start thinking more positive, you'll just get disappointed. And I understand that that is something that's very real. Again, I have experienced that, but life is short, right? And the thing is, if you always operate in a thinking that things will never get better, then they're never going to get better. What does it hurt to operate in a state where you are thinking all the time that you are abundant in every single thing that happens to you, despite you having a bad day, despite something going wrong, despite you getting in an argument with somebody? If you are constantly flipping that switch to think in a positive manner, it does change your perspective, believe it or not, and not always come from an emotionally heavy side when you take a step back and look at a situation. There is something called the law of detachment, and all that really means is that you are detaching your emotions from your feelings so that you can receive the things that you desire. And so if the law of detachment is saying, okay, hey, wait a minute, I know that this thing is really happening in my life, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. And if we want, again, bringing up that financial abundance, right? Then maybe if I become less emotionally attached to it and look at it from a bigger perspective, that it's not like personally me, that it's not like happening to me, that it's like the world is not over, this is not the worst thing that happened. If I can detach from all of that and get out of that mindset, if I let go a little bit, then maybe I can start creating the things that I desire, because I am changing the way that I perceive what is actually happening to me and going on in my world. I just say try it. Actually, let me take the word try out, because if you try, you'll never actually get it. So I say do it in the smallest ways and just see if it works. Just something happen, switch your mindset in a positive way, different than you usually do, right? And just see if the way that you feel changes, if the outcome changes just a little bit, like completely switch your mindset. I'll give you an example. Like, say you have an argument with someone or a disagreement on the phone, and you hang up the phone, and instead of you going into the thoughts of, she or he did this to me, they don't understand me, I said this and this, whatever you're going on in a tangent in your head, just stop. Say to yourself, although we may have had this disagreement, this person doesn't see it my way. Things can be different if I believe that we can find a way to get through this, that we will find a way to get through this, that I will let go of what my perception of the situation is, what I believe. I will just think nothingness. I don't have to have my way, and this person doesn't have to have their way. And we are going to resolve this situation. It doesn't matter about right or wrong. It doesn't matter, that I have to totally believe this and they have to totally believe me, but at the end of the day, we will find a way to resolve the issue and to get along, and whatever your relationship is, so that it can continue. Just literally stop thinking, detach from your emotions, your anger, and everything, and take a step back and say, you know what, this situation's going to work out. And just see from what usually happens, just see if something different happens in the outcome and what you believe and what you see. So you can do it like with anything in your life that happens. It could be the smallest thing, like, just one time a day. It doesn't have to be some huge monumental like shift. Like, change happens over time. Just start thinking a little bit differently about things that happen in your life every day, or even just start thinking a little bit differently about the outcome. We're so used to saying, when something is coming up in our lives that really potentially could be a great thing for us, most of the time, we're always thinking about all the things that could go wrong versus all the things that could go right. I guarantee it. You may not think you do it, but if you become more conscious in your thinking, I promise you'll be like, why do I automatically just think of all the things that could go wrong versus all the things that could go right? It's just the programming in our thinking. I feel like as human beings, we're just kind of keen to like naturally see all the things that could go wrong, and we gravitate to those instead of the things that we really want. And I really think that that comes down to what we think we deserve. That, there is a lack in thinking about our belief and our self-worth and what we think that we should receive. And so we cap ourselves like that in life, whether that's a job, whether that's a significant other, whether that's money, whether that's something that you want to create in your life. We just don't think it can happen. We lose that imagination that we literally came out at birth happened, because when you were a kid, there was no cap on your imagination and the things that you could create. Everything, like the sky is purple, like I can make this for, you would color and make a person purple or whatever, green or whatever. You didn't even see that person, but in your imagination, that's exactly what you saw. So I hope that this message resonated with someone when it just comes to even just thinking about their money situation. I understand and I know, if anyone, how disappointing it feels, how depressing it can get when you don't have enough money. I have been through so many situations. It's been unbelievable when I think of them. I was always taken care of. Like, God has always been by my side. But I also know that the language and the way that we think is a major key. Our minds are so powerful. Think of the things that we create. I am sitting talking to you on a device that information is being sent out to the masses. Like, somebody literally created what you're watching me on. Like, they imagined it in their head, and now we are the consumers of it. Like, if you think about it that way, that is like mind blowing to me. So that's why I say your mind is so powerful, and you can create the life, the abundance, the wealth, everything that you want. You can have it. It is literally at your fingertips. If you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. And that is really facts, and that is really truth, because you really do manifest everything you want every day, whether you know it or not. Let me see if there's any more questions. Let's see, you get a thumbs up. I hope you get rich and famous and rub it in the face of whoever you don't like. Okay. Yes. Well, thank you for that. I don't want to rub anything in anybody's face, because I just don't. I don't think like that. I think every person is valuable, no matter what, no matter how they operate. They still have a value in this world. But thank you so much for saying those kind words to me. Um, so I want to, like I said, I want to send a lot of love and a lot of light to everybody. We will be having episodes coming out very, very soon. Life is but a dream. It really, truly is, but you have to believe it. Remember that you are your greatest asset, and you are valuable in this world. Take care.